This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Alma McCarty. This morning on Sunrise, a mother takes action against the man who allegedly hurled racial slurs and spat at her children. Plus, neighbors beg for help to fix vacant homes that have been overrun by squatters. But first, let's check in with Daisy Caballero for a quick look at the Saturday forecast. Good morning, Daisy.
Hey, good morning, Alma. Good morning to all of our viewers. Happy Saturday to you. Wanted to take you straight out to the coast as it's officially starting to get a little bit lighter outside. It's currently 42 degrees. Those winds are calm, coming out from the east at about 3 miles an hour. And really, there's not a lot going on in our atmosphere other than just the coastline having seen some light passing showers within the last 6 hours alone. If you are going to the coast, though, do want to let you know and for you to keep in mind, a sneaker wave threat is actually going to be in effect for today and tomorrow as well. But looking at your current conditions right now, 41 degrees out in Forest Grove, 43 in Hillsborough, 42 in Sherwood. We're seeing those 30s off the coastline with 27 degrees out in Hood River. So here's a look at your forecasted temperatures right about noon. We'll be seeing those 40s and those 30s, maybe those 50s all off the coastline. As we're rolling the clock all the way until right about 5 o'clock, we'll be warming up a degree or two. But we'll talk more about that 7-day forecast and when rain is returning, because it is returning, coming up in my full forecast.
Daisy, thank you. New this morning, Portland's major crash team is on the scene of a nasty looking wreck along Southwest Nadeau Parkway. 4 people have been injured, one critically in this crash that happened just before 3 a.m. near Nadeau and Southwest Columbia. That's right near the downtown Marriott. Right now, Nadeau is closed between Columbia and Jefferson, so just be aware of that if you're heading in that direction. A mother is pleading for help to find the man accused of assaulting her and her 2 children. Police are calling the attack a bias crime. The victims are Black and the youngest child was just 11. Catherine Cook talked with their mother.
Unfortunately, racism is real.
For Kanika Collier, that painful truth has never felt more real than it does now.
I don't get why a child cannot walk down the street and their skin is not a threat.
Police say it all goes back to December 29th. Kanika was at work near Southeast 27th and Burnside. She let her kids, a 16-year-old daughter and then 11-year-old son, walk to Starbucks to get a snack. Soon after that, they called her, frantic, about this man.
Mom, some homeless man is not well. He just spit on me and said that he hates our
Yelled that he hates their kind and wish they would die, and he spit on my daughter. Once your life is shaken like that, how do you put the pieces back together?
Kanika ran outside to help her kids. By then, the suspect had crossed the street to a bus stop.
The gentleman got up from the bus stop and started speed walking, like sprint walking towards us.
Kanika says the man had a cup of unknown liquid and threw it on her and her kids.
We were drenched in it. So at that moment, I just kind of blacked out. I saw red, I dropped my phone, my keys in my hand, and I punched him in his face a couple of times.
And Kanika sent him this verbal message as captured on her kid's phone.
Ever spit on my kids again or throw anything at me, I will kill you. You can pick on an adult, but you'll shoot ever.
To see what happened, it was just a lot.
Phoebe Lombard works in the neighborhood. Her heart goes out to Kanika and her family.
And you hear about these things happening, but to physically see it and to physically see, hate happening right in front of you, it hurts.
And I have my son and my daughter who inquire about what's wrong with my skin tone, for that to happen. And even though you give them affirmations and you support their confidence, you still feel like it's not enough.
Kanika is in touch with detectives about the case. They're asking anyone who recognizes this man to call police.
Recognize my face. You come near my kids again, I will end your life.
It makes me angry because this isn't what we should be having to deal with in 2024. I'm sorry, just shouldn't.
Kanika says she is not without compassion for those experiencing homelessness or mental illness, but she says there's a problem that's not being addressed when things like this happen, especially to kids. She's calling on city officials to recognize that problem and do more to address it. A man has pleaded guilty in a hate crime attack on a black food truck owner. Daniel Warren admitted to bias crime and assault charges. In June of last year, Warren yelled racial slurs and attacked Darrell Preston, who owns Laurel's Chicken Shack. Warren ran off but was arrested about 3 weeks later. He'll be sentenced later this month. A teenager has admitted to setting multiple fires in Portland's Mount Tabor neighborhood during peak wildfire season. 19-year-old Malik Harris pleaded guilty to arson on Friday. He admitted to starting fires that damaged Grace Lutheran Church, Mount Tabor Park, and Harrison Park in 2022. Harris told police that he, quote, was just being stupid when he and 2 others started the fires. They also pleaded guilty. Harris was sentenced to community service and probation. The city of Portland is looking to foreclose on 6 vacant properties that have caused problems, with neighbors describing living next to criminal activity, squatters, and drug use. In total, the property owners owe more than $700,000 in unpaid fees for code violations and nuisance complaints. But the city can't reach them. We went to 3 of those properties, one on Southeast Martin Street. Neighbors there say they've been dealing with this for years, and it's about time that the city steps in.
Well, the house up the street has been a horrible experience for all the neighbors. There's still random people that show up there, and it terrifies me.
It's really hard on the neighborhood, and it just feels like you're screaming into a void.
If City Council approves the foreclosure, Oregon law requires them to give the property owner 1 year to reclaim it before they take over. Now, it's a major milestone in the project to make the Burnside Bridge better able to handle an earthquake. Environmental review has been completed after the Federal Highway Administration signed off on Friday. That means the project moves to the design phase. We expect that to take several years, with the county working with engineers, architects, and contractors. Once the design is approved, construction on a new span could begin as soon as 2027. The cost estimate here approaching $900 million.